London, England. Monopoly's Correctional Institute. It holds the country's most dangerous and disturbed criminals. My name is Raphael Rowe and I'm spending a week locked up in this British prison. But it's not my first time behind bars. I was convicted of a murder I did not commit and sentenced to life with no parole. It took me 12 long years to clear my name. Now I'm travelling the world to discover what life is really like inside some of the world's toughest prisons. My first morning in this hellhole, and what immediately strikes me is the blatant disregard for security. The cell itself has obviously been so underfunded it lacks any walls, doors or windows, meaning prisoners can simply escape unchallenged whenever they please. Out in the yard, the roll call of inmates takes place with absolutely no prison officers in sight. The convicts goad each other, you can cut the tension with a knife, and the royal rumble is clearly brewing. I haven't as much as drawn breath, and I'm fearing for my well-being in this seemingly minimum security correctional facility. A bit later on, I caught up with one of the most notoriously badly behaved inmates in C Block.
So, what happened, Mr. Boot? How did you end up inside? Well, standard really. Landed on the go to jail space and just found myself here. Yeah, it's been pretty terrible since. How do you think you're going to be getting out of here? Do you see your life behind bars? No, still got some money in the coffers. I think I'll pay 50 quid and, be on my way.
Hardly what you could call a role model. But nothing could prepare me for what I was to encounter when I was sent over to the infamous Z Block, a home for what can only be described as sickos and psychopaths.
So I've come here to the maximum security part of the prison to have a word with one of the notoriously most vicious inmates called Dog. I'd just like to have a word, if I may, Dog, sort of find out a bit more about why you're inside. I hear you committed a heinous crime. Can you tell me a bit more about it? Yeah, I just couldn't believe it. I ended up rolling a double 3 times. Terrible, really. You rolled a double 3 times? Yeah, look, I'm not proud of it or anything. But I'm hoping I can, rehabilitate myself here and go back into the world a better dog than I arrived.
His flagrant lack of remorse for what he'd done was enough to make my stomach turn. I felt physically sick. That's the end of my time in London. It seems no one is doing anything to improve the conditions in this complex, wild and dangerous prison. Unless these inmates have got a get-out-of-jail-free card, or they fancy their chances of rolling a double and pronto, then it's a long and hopeless road to rehabilitation.